right. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Sound good. All right. Hold tight 1 second while I send this. While I send this stuff out. See your brother B. What brother B doing? If you want to stop in. I wonder what Truth is doing too. All right. So we got a good one from Tuesday. Tuesday Bible study was lit. Can't even cap on that one. Had some good talking points. I'm just sharing this real quick so that my peoples can stop in. They got time. My mama in the building. How you doing, mama? Oh, there you go. I'm like, where's Zay at? Share this to Zay. All right, all right. Let's get this party started. All right. So we're still on. Well, we're not still. We just finished the question. Why should we be good if we're already saved? So that was the question presented. We just got the last couple people to present their evidence and stuff, and my uncle came in at the end and dropped mic on us. I'm like, jeez, he he came in and showed off real quick. I was like, man. But everybody had good talking points. Nobody's talking point was thrown off except for one person. One person had one person evidence was a little thrown off, and I felt like he should have had a chance to redeem himself, but we would have been here a whole nother week if we'd have did that. All right, so the question is presented. Why should we be good if we're already saved? Okay? Now, uh we had Sister Linda. She came late to the party, and I don't think she was in the original question when it first was presented, so she had to wing her response, so I couldn't get hers down. But I do have pastors, first ladies, and trikas. Now, now, first lady had hers up, and it's at the top of the screen. I'll show it. This was one of hers right here, and it was Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, and and it reads, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Okay, so this wasn't the one that she went with, but I found this one to be a good talking point, because one, when it says, Beba, when it says, uh let your light let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father. That was a good one, and she could have stuck with this one, but she went with a she went with which one she went with? No, hold on. Oh no, my fault. I apologize. I apologize. This this one wasn't first lady. This was Trika's. Yeah, this one was Trika's. All right. So first lady and Trika both had one that was similar to each other. Like theirs kind of like bounced off each other. I apologize, but Sister Tree could have stuck with this one, but she went with the Philippians one. This one was a good talking point, because it goes back to the first group, which was which was me, which was me, my mama, was me, my mama, Deaconess Banks, Sister Jones, Sister Tara, and Minister Lisa. And Minister Lisa's, hers was Second Corinthians. Matter of fact, I'm doing this the hard way. Salute Poltergeist Portal in the building. What's up, my brother? Let me pull up this Bible real quick. I'm doing this the hard way, so y'all can see what I'm reading. Share screen. Okay. So we gonna go to Second Corinthians. Second Corinthians chapter 5:20. Boom. Alright, so this one says, now then we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God did beseech you by us. We pray you in Christ's stead, be ye reconciled to God. Okay? I know it sounds a little thrown off for some people who don't understand, but I got you. I got you. That's why I got my Bible. So that we can get a clear version, because that's how my Bible is. My Bible gives you a clear version of what is being said. So it says, now then we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God were pleading through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. So the talking point, like I said, is why should we be good if we're already saved? Okay, that's the question. So with this one, this was Minister Lisa's. She was saying we should be good while we're already saved, because once we gave our life to Christ and stuff, he made us ambassadors for him. So if anybody understands what ambassadors is, they like the face of that brand. So us being good, we are the face of the brand. Okay, that's why he made us ambassadors. So whatever we do is a reflection of what Jesus would do, what Christ would do. Um, when you see us and we us doing our good works, is to show that we are working for the Lord. Okay, and this Matthew chapter 5 fits in perfect with what we were saying in the first evidence that we was given. It goes together. Let your light shine. Let your light so shine before men. So I referred to us as being a light holder for the darkness. Okay, the darkness being the world. People that's stuck in the dark. We hold the light. It says that in which one is that? John. It says that in John. Let's go to John real quick, okay? So that we can break this all the way down so nobody is confused. John chapter 1 verse 10. There we go, right here. All right, it wasn't verse 10. It was up a little bit. My fault. All right, so there was a man sent from God whose name was John. He so came for a witness, to bear witness of the light being Jesus, that all men through him might believe. He was not the light, because we know John is not the light. John was a man. That's what it says in the beginning. There was a man sent from God. Okay? He was not the light, but he was sent to bear witness of the light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. Okay? So, with 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 that being said, when you look at Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, let your light so shine before men. That's what we're doing. As ambassadors for God, we have to show that light to the world, to this dark place. We have to bring the light forth so that people can be able to navigate through the darkness. They can't see what's going on because they're stuck in darkness. So with us being witnesses of the light, us being ambassadors for Christ, we had to shine that light before men. And then it goes on to say that they may see. You see that they may see your good works. So as we do our good works is confirmation that we're holding the light, that we're the ambassadors for God. Okay? That we're the face. So God sent us to do our part. Our part is shine the light before men so that they can see. Okay? So anytime we're doing good works, we're doing what God sent us to do. And then it says, and glorify your Father in heaven. So as we do our good works, we're glorifying the Father in heaven. As we shine that light, we're glorifying the Father in heaven. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that was one of Sister Trika's. That I found that one stuck out to me. That one stuck out to me so much because it was actually it's actually other verses to back that. So when we're doing Bible study, we have to find a verse, understand the verse, break it down. We had to make it make sense. And the only way you make it make sense is that you have to study. You have to read, and then not only read, you had to break it down too. You had to go find definitions and stuff like that. So when this question was presented, why should we be good if we're already saved? Like I said, everybody had great talking points. Poltergeist in the building. Everybody had great talking points. Nobody's talking point was thrown off except for except for one, and it was funny because the person that gave us the question was totally off. I felt like he needed to redeem himself, but that's neither here nor there. Um, but First Lady she had one that was in Joshua. We gonna pull that up, and then we gonna pull up her second one, which was in Philippians. Okay. All right. So let's go to Joshua. Joshua 1:8. And this one is a good one. I actually had to read this one in church, and I was crying when I read it. My wife said I gotta do better with that. But this one was a good one. This one was a good one. I had to read this in church. And What's this? So where I started off at, where I started off at was verse 6. All right, and I like this one. This one is actually a good verse, and it's kind of self-explanatory once you read it. It's kind of self-explanatory. 3:11. I like reading from my book. It just gives a clear understanding. Okay, so it says be strong and of good courage, for for this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Okay, so when he's talking about dividing the land for an inheritance, he's talking about the people Moses had walking. Like Moses was walking around with these people, and God told him that he had a promised land for them. But the thing was, when they got to that land, like the people seen giants and stuff that was unfamiliar to them, and they was questioning like, bro, kid, are you sure we supposed to be going in here? Cause we see stuff that you know looks a little scary to us, and the Lord was like, oh well, since y'all want to question me and what I got for you, what y'all gonna do is y'all gonna keep wandering until y'all gone, and then I'm gonna give this land to y'all kids. So this is what he's referring to, inheritance, the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the laws which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. Okay, so he just show she hears something out there. So so he's just reassuring them that, like, bro, I got you wherever you go at. I got you. Don't worry, you're gonna prosper. You're gonna have good success. I mean, because I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna have that. So it's like he just reassuring them. Okay, so this was uh the first her first one. This is first lady's first point. This book of law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe according to all that is written in it. For then you make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. So what she what she is was referring was what she was referring to was when you meditate and you follow these instructions, because these is like instructions. When you follow these instructions, you it's like your parents give you instructions for you to follow, and when you disobey those instructions, you tend to upset your parents. And she was referring to that as she don't want to she didn't want to upset her mother. Her mother used to tell her certain things, so she tried to stay good and not hang with the wrong people, so that she didn't upset her parents. And she was referring to that in the book. If we follow these laws and these commandments that is given to us, that we are not upsetting our father. Okay, we're doing the rules that's intended to us, so we don't upset our father. So I think I don't think I know that's what where she was going at with it. And then verse 9, have I not commanded you, be strong and of good courage, do not be afraid nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Again, he's just reassuring you, like, don't be afraid, be of good courage, be strong, give that word out, talk to people about this, do your good works, because no matter where you go at, I'll be there with you wherever you go at, so you don't have to fear nothing. That one was a good one. I actually covered that. I actually covered that on a live, on another live. That's why I found it funny that she used that. That was a good one. Um, let's go to a second talker point. Her second talker point was Philippians. Where you at? I overlooked it. There you go. All right, Philippians 2:13. For it is good which worketh in you both to to will and do and to do of his good pleasure. All right, let's go to my book. All right, like I said, even though they both saying the same thing, I like reading from my book because it gives me a better understanding. Again, of what I read. Sometimes that joint be sounding off to me. It's just how it's phrased, but I like mine. Philippians 2:13. For for it is God who works in you to will and to do for his good pleasure. Okay? So it's like I was saying before, you know, your good your good works is part of his rules, you know, and you don't want to upset your father. So with you doing good works is is pleasurable to our father. Okay, he finds good pleasure in that you are actually working in his will. So this was first ladies, and then we had Trika who came up after after her, and like I said, hers was Matthew. Hers was Matthew. Let me put it back up. Boom. Right there. Matthew at the bottom, chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine bright before man that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So like I said, theirs went hand in hand. They both and it was supposed to play out like that because what it's doing is giving you confirmation, even though that these they picked from separate books and stuff like that, is giving you confirmation that what they're saying and what they're reading is, you can't mistake it. You, this is what he intended. This is what he wants from us to do. Else he wouldn't put it in several different chapters. The same thing, but just phrased it in a different way. Okay. Then her second point was Philippians chapter 2 verse 12, which I found that one good too. Chapter 2 verse 12. Therefore, my beloved, as you always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay? So, so with this with this one, with this one is is saying she was saying, and she was referring to, even though we don't physically see him, we know that he's there. So we had to continue to do our good works because he's always there with us, even though we can't see him physically. He's always there with us. And fear fear, but when it says fear and trembling, it's not that we're supposed to be afraid of him. It's more of an awareness thing. It's more that we're aware of him. um if I you know what, I got something better. Okay, so when we look up fear and trembling for the Bible and what the Bible, salute brother B. Salute brother B in the building. What's going on, my brother? He said, "What's up, chat?" So when we speak on fear and trembling, right? It's not that it's not that he wants us to be afraid and he wants us to be shooken up over him and stuff. That's not what it means. So fear and trembling in the Bible describes a state of reverent awe, respect, and humble seriousness towards God and his will. They go that word, will. Okay? and and my mama texting fast. She she's saying prayers and blessings be. She's over there texting fast. uh they go that will talk again. So we're doing the good works to respect him and his will, to have humble to him and his will, to show that we are we are knowledgeable that he is present with us at all times. Okay. And then it says a state of reverent awe, respect, and humble seriousness towards God and His will, rather, okay, rather than a paralyzing fear of punishment. Okay, so it's not that He wants us to be afraid. Like I said, He does. It's not He wants us to be afraid of Him. Is just to show that respect. That's why they use that. That's why they use the words like that, because it shows that we have respect for him. And then it says it means to live with a deep sense of awe for God's holiness and power, combined with the understanding that one's own weakness and accountability. This leads to obedient actions driven by God's own spirit working with believers. Okay? So that goes back to verse 13. Verse 13. For it is God who works in you both the will. Okay? Okay? So y'all understand? Y'all understanding what I'm saying now? So let's read that again. This leads to obedient actions driven by God's own spirit working within believers. Okay? So, verse 13, for it is God who works in you both the will and to do for his good pleasure. Okay? So, if y'all can't understand that, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm breaking it down into the nearest denominators. What they say? How they say that, Joy B? A common denominators. I'm over here breaking down common denominators for y'all. But yeah, so those was good talking points, and it just shows that everything. Yeah, there you go. There, that. Thank you, V. Thank you. The lowest common denominator. Thank you, V. I knew you was gonna drop that for me. That's my brother right there. Yeah. So you know this these ones I want y'all to write down. I want y'all to meditate on them. Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. And then you got Philippians chapter 2, 12 and chapter 2 verse 12 and 13. Okay? Gangland Neem in the building. What's up, my guy? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? That's what's up. Look. It's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure seeing you text in the chat, bro. You just don't understand. And then already, bro. All love, bro. I definitely appreciate you, sliding in and just blessing the chat with your appearance, bro. And then I want y'all to write down write down Joshua 1 chapter 1 verse 8. Already, I appreciate it. My mama in the building, she just dropped prayers and blessings to you. Yeah, I mean, so already, bro, I definitely appreciate it. So those those uh those four verses, like those four verses go hand in hand, and even with Joshua, it goes back to what we were saying in the first one, with Minister Lisa and us being the ambassadors for Christ, you know, as us being the ambassadors of Christ, we have to be the forefront. We have to put our game face can never come off. We have to have our game face on at all times because one minor slip up will make everybody question God's abilities and stuff. And the one thing we don't want to do is make God look bad in that sense, because we're the ambassadors, we're the forefront, we're the light bearers, you know, we're the ones that go out and put that good image, and and exactly. Plus the devil don't sleep, because once we drop our guard, the devil, he waiting to swoop in. He waiting to see. That's his main thing. Confusion, disruption. Yeah, I mean, uh uh he wants to cause chaos. Like, he's waiting for those moments, and especially when you're at your weakest point, you know when everything seems like it's just going against you. He's waiting for the weak points, that when once you drop your guard, he can slide that little sucker punch in there, just to put an extra sting on it. And this is and I'm glad you put that, bro. I'm glad you put that, B. Real talk. I'm glad you put that, because that goes back to Joshua. That goes back to Joshua, verse 1. I mean, Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Well, verse 9, my fault. Verse 9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants us not to have that courage. He wants us not to be strong. That's why stuff. And I was talking about this. I was talking about the trials and tribulations. Once you start questioning God, and you start questioning God's abilities. Is he there? Are you really here with me? You know, is he gonna have me? Is he gonna I can do it on my own type stuff? Once you start questioning that, and you start trying to work within your own means, that gives that ability for him to creep in and cause that little bit of chaos that'll derail you, or throw you off course, or make you backslide and slip, and you fall back into bad habits. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he any it's like this. If God tells you, if you working in the flesh and you working for the world, you an enemy of me. Well, if you working for the Lord and you working on that righteous path, you an enemy of the devil. So what, you think he's not gonna try to attack you any chance he get? Any and every chance he get, What you think he not gonna attack you? You just made an enemy. The only thing is your God's presence is greater than his. So you letting that happen is because you're stepping out of that. You're stepping out of that hedge of protection. But as long as you got that hedge of protection, God's presence is greater than, it will always be greater than. Matter of fact, uh matter of fact, I want to pull something up real quick, and I think I did talk about this. I did talk about this. And I said it. And I said it. Man, what what one? Jeez. See, I talked about this on the last live, and I wish I would have circled that verse. I wish I would have circled that verse because I had a feeling I was gonna come back. I had a feeling I was gonna come back to that one again. Something told me to circle that verse. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Uh, Romans. Was it in Romans? Chapter 5. No. Dang. Dang, bruh. I wish I wish I could remember exactly where it was at. I had so many talking points on the last one. I cannot remember where it's gonna come to me later. I know it is, bro. But because I'm doing this and it just popped up in my head. I know for sure. Are they in there somewhere? Go look in the room. Check in your mother room on the TV thing. Uh I know when I get it, it's gonna come to me, bro. I know once I'm done this, it's gonna come to me. Jeez Louise. Smitty, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? How you feeling? I appreciate you stopping in. First Peter. First Peter 17:36. Jeez Louise. Alright, I'm not gonna hold up. I'm not gonna hold up the live. But dang, I wish I could say that joint. Because basically what it was saying was like the flesh is powerful, but God's grace is more powerful. And I wish I had that joint. Oh man. All right. So I'm not going to be able to find it right now. I apologize for that. I'm not going to be able to find it right now. All right. Dang. I probably I probably had to do a whole nother live about that. Let me write that down. Thank you, B. Thank you. I'm gonna write that down. What do you say? B said plus the devil don't sleep. Plus the devil don't sleep. And I said he waits for your most vulnerable time. Lowest point. Okay, I gotta put a star next to that because I'm gonna have to talk about that. Thank you, B. All right, so our next uh our next joint. Man, I wish I could have brought that verse. That verse would have, oh wee, that joint would have hit different with what I was just saying. It would have hit different, but it's all good. Uh, our next one was Pastor Molden. Pastor Molden came, he came in and dropped the mic on us. I said, bruh. I told her, I said, hey, bruh, next time you gotta go first, bruh. You can't just come in here dropping the mic like that, bruh. Just and then kick every. He came in, said what he said, dropped the mic, and then kicked everybody out. I said, bruh, I said, bruh, come on, man, come on, man. How you just gonna do us like that, bruh? He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. He came in hot. All right. So so Pastor Molden came in and he read from the book of Titus. And I don't know if y'all familiar with Titus, but me and brother Truth did a segment about Titus chapter 2, and he came from verse 11 to 13. All right. So, with boom. All right. Got those highlighted. All right. So, with his he said for the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men. And his talk his talking point was the grace of God and and unmerited favor and brings salvation. Okay? So so when we're doing good, we're in the grace of God. And with us doing good and with us being in the grace of God, he gives us salvation. Okay? He brings us salvation. Then then verse 12, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in the present age. Now, he he referred to he referred to as we're as we're working for God, and we're being good for God, and we're doing our works, he's also teaching us how to be God-like. Okay, he's teaching us that, and he's teaching us that through the ways of denying ungodliness and worldly lust. And also we're doing that while living a sober and soberly, righteously, and godly. So as we're working for God, and as we're working to please him, we're learning he's teaching us how to be God like. Okay? And it's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's in the present time. We're doing all this in present time. Now, when he says we should live soberly, that doesn't it's not referring to as if we was on drugs or drunk or something like that. It's referring to us as being in the right state of mind. All right, you good, Smitty? You good, Smitty? So, uh, it's talking about us living in the right state of mind, being in the right state of mind, so that we can fully have our mind and our body and all our focus and attention on him. We don't have no distractions, and it's teaching us, like I said, is teaching us how to live righteously, how to live godly in the present time. And then on top of that, as we're doing these good works, and as we're learning, and we're making that metamorphosis from one part of our lives to the new part of our life. He's also rewarding us for our hard work. Okay, as we do this, and we keep um as we do this, and as we keep the good works, we're we're also we're also receiving a gift. Uh, Same being, what's going on, my wonderful sister? How you doing? Same being in the building. Already, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We'll keep you in the prayers. That your head won't be so blurry and foggy. That you will have a clear mind. You know, I appreciate you stopping in. That's all that matters, is was you able to stop in. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. We gon' I'm gonna make sure Brother Bolo puts you on that prayer request, and I'll get you in the prayer request book for Sunday. So we gonna be putting that in the Lord's hands for you. Um oh man, thank you, B. Hey bro, you know, I I definitely appreciate when people say, and don't get me wrong, I definitely appreciate when people say they proud of me, cuz because I'm trying my best. I'm working every day to be, a better version of me. But I got to give all that to the Lord, and thank the Lord for actually being the one to work with me. You know, like if it wasn't for him working with me, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this. I'll be, thinking about myself, you know. So I got to give all that to him for seeing something in me that I couldn't see myself, you know. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that, B. I appreciate you. Definitely love you back. Love you back. Um and like I was saying, he has a gift for us. So as we're working and being of good works, and we're pleasing to him, and we're working in his will, we're doing everything that he asks us. He has a gift for us, you know, and and the gift is looking for that blessing, hope, and the glorious appearing of the great God and our Savior Jesus Christ. So when when we're doing all this, we're getting that gift, that guaranteed gift that we're going to see him. So when it's all said and done, we're gonna go see him. He's gonna make himself visible for us to see, and we're gonna sit beside him. We're gonna be at the right hand. We're gonna be in the council with the other righteous people. You know, we're gonna he's gonna treat us as his children that he promised us. We're go, we're gonna have eternal life. So it's a gift at the end of this. It's not that we're just working good to work good. We're working good so that we can receive that gift. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. No, we ain't gonna leave that. We ain't gonna leave that out. Let's bring that up. 13, 19, 26. 19, 26. But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible. With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Okay? So that's one of the promises. That's another promise right there. We're gonna put that we're gonna put that down. So I hope I hope y'all been keeping track of a lot of the stuff that I've been telling you as promises, because when I do the live about God's promises, I want to see these things popping up in the chat. 1926. Okay? I want to see these things popping up in the chat. With God all things are possible. So as long as we continue to be of good works, and we continue to do the stuff that we're supposed to do and work in his will, no matter what it is that we need, no matter what it is that we ask, all them things are possible for us. Yes, sir, B. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like B said, it doesn't take that much faith. It doesn't take that much. We not at we ain't asking for a boatload of faith. He ain't asking for a watermelon sized faith. He ain't asking for you know the whole world size faith. He's asking for faith the size of a mustard seed. And I don't even know how big a mustard seed is, but I know seeds are not that big. So he's not asking for a lot. He's not asking for a lot. And with a little bit of faith, yeah, I mean, we can move mountains. Yes, sir. Like, so these things, bruh, these things is what's gonna help us stay closer to God. These little things like this is gonna help us stay closer to God. Oh no, it's all good. Nah, it's I appreciate it. It's all love. It's all love. We we are trying to build. We are building. We are building, and it takes us to be together to build something. As long as we're together, the devil cannot break that. He cannot get in the way of that. He can't intrude on that. But the moment we start separating, and one going left, one going right, and we're trying to work on our own accord, and we're not using God for what he's there for, and we're forgetting the power that he has. Like I said this on the last one. People that people should be afraid of the power that we hold inside, because the power that we hold inside is God, is Jesus. He won't leave nor forsake us. I know at times it gets hard. I know at times, the world wants to beat us down, but that's what he's there for. That's why he calls us his children, because once when those things start happening, we call on him and we put it in his hands and watch how stuff work. We have people that okay, I know I'm going through something. But guess what? My problem is not as big as C and B's problems. My problems might not be as big as B's problems. But I can't cry about my problems because I know y'all have problems that y'all might be going through. I have to be there for y'all as well. I can't just be there for myself. I can't just keep I can't just my stuff is bigger than everybody else's. That's not how it works. That's not how he wants us to move. He wants us to move with that love, that love that okay, I know I got something going on, but I'm going to pray for somebody else's problem to be better. That's working in his will. I didn't see nothing in this Bible where Jesus did everything for himself. I haven't seen it yet. I still got a lot to go, but I haven't seen one thing yet that said Jesus only did stuff for himself. I see him working for everybody else. I didn't see him working for himself. So, not saying that I'm Jesus and I'm doing that, but no, I'm working in his will. I'm the can I'm the candle holder. I'm the one that's gonna hold that light up in the dark for everybody so that they can see. Cause that's what he wants us to do. That's what he wants us to do. He wants us to share the light. He don't want us to keep the light. What's the light? The word. The word is the light. The word is the light. That's what it is. So we gotta continue to push on. We gotta continue to be there for one another. You know, time's gonna get hard. Time's gonna get hard. Is That's part of our journey. You know, part of our journey is that I was talking about this before, and I hope this gets through this to the people it needs to. You know, I look, and this is just me, but I look at trials and tribulations for what they are. Okay, the Lord says He's only going to give us so much that we can bear, right? But He also says, put those things in my hands. Pray on it. Let me deal with it. So if He's giving me a trial, He doesn't want me to do this trial on my own. He's testing my faith. He's testing my faith to see if I'm going to do this on my own, or am I going to put this in his hands and let him work. I'm going to run into a roadblock. He knows that. He knows I'm going to run into a problem. But am I going to try to figure out this problem without calling him, or am I going to face this problem and be like, Lord, I'm going through this problem. I understand you're sending me down this path. I understand that you put me down this path for a reason. What am I supposed to do? Help me figure out this path. Help me figure out what it is that you're trying to tell me. What it is that you need me to do to get through this obstacle. We don't do that. Soon as times start getting hard, how can I fix it? Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta do that, and forget about how I got here in the beginning. How I got here in the beginning. How I got here is because the Lord put me here to tell me something, to teach me something, to make me better than what I was. I faced this roadblock, and after I face this roadblock, I'm gonna be a better person when I get on the other side. But I only can do that when I put it in his hands. Lord, I know this is happening. I'm gonna put this in your hands, and I want you to show me what I need to do. Guide me the right way. Guide me where I need to go at. And then when you don't do that, when you want to do what you want to do, you want to try to fix it on your own. You want to, I got this. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Well, then here comes the tribulations. Now you have to face tribulations. I think of tribulations as the consequences of you trying to be what they say, wise in your own eyes. Because had you called on them from the beginning, you wouldn't face tribulations. You only face tribulations when you don't pass the trial, when you don't pass the test. You don't pass the test because you never put it in God's hands. That's why you ain't passed the test. So now that you're going through tribulations, now you call on God. Now you call on Him. Oh Lord, I done hit rock bottom. I don't know what to do, Lord. I just need some help now. Oh, now you calling for help. Well, you gotta go through those tribulations, and maybe the next time you run into a trial, you'll call me first before you try to do it on your own. You see, you get where I'm going at now. So I don't think it's I. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, we face trials and tribulations." Well, you don't face tribulations because that's what it is. Tribulations is the consequences of not passing the trial. It's very difficult to lay our own burdens down. Exactly. As we've been. Hey, thank you, B. I'm glad you put that up there. Thank you. It's very difficult to lay our burdens down as we've been conditioned to think that we can fix it. The first thing we try to do is fix it. We think we Bob the Builder out there. The first thing we do, get grab the belt, get the hammers and the screwdrivers and get the nail guns and the screws and stuff. Let's try to fix it. But then when it don't work for us, we sitting back and we want to call him. Bro, I can't do nothing. He's sitting there. He's sitting there like, bro, I can't do nothing with this. I can't do nothing with this. You done tangled up all the wires. You done got nails with screws, 2-inch screws with one and a quarter inch screws. You want me to sort through all this? No, how about you sort through all that, clean it up, put it back right, and then after you done doing that, before you start doing all this, maybe call me first, so I can tell you and direct you what. Nah, bro, they don't need 2-inch screws. Yeah, man, use them inch and a quarter screws right there. That that'll get you right. Nah, you don't need nails right here, but just throw a little bit of wood glue on there, and that'll get you right. How about we start calling him first, and then see what he has to say before we think we Bob the Builder and try to fix everything on our own. I'm glad you put that up there, B. That's definitely facts. We've been conditioned to think that we can fix something God put us in. How does that work? It doesn't. But yeah, those uh those talking points. Matthew 5:16. Matthew chapter 5 verse 16. That was perfect. That was perfect. I'm glad Trika brought that one up. Excuse me. Matthew 5 chapter 5 verse 16. Then you got Philippians chapter 2 verse 12 and 13. Philippians chapter 2 verse 12 and 13. Then you got Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Then you got Titus chapter 2 verse 11 through 13. So make sure y'all write those down. Make sure y'all go study him. Get an understanding. Get an understanding because we're we're working we're working to please God. We're working to be better versions of ourselves. We're working to fulfill the agreement that we have with him. We're working to let our light shine and glorify the Lord. We're working to be a living testament. We're working to be a living testament for others who have questions about what God has done for us. We're working to show our humility and our obedience to the Lord. We're working to please the Lord. We're working to be ambassadors. We're working to show that we're ambassadors and that we are held at a higher standard. We're working because that's the evidence of God's glory. That's the evidence that God is there, that God is present in real time. We're working to show our appreciation and give thanks for him laying his life down for us on that cross. We're working so that we can receive the gift. What is the gift? The gift is eternal life. It doesn't mean just because you're doing good works you're gonna get eternal life. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But we're working because of that. He laid his life down and that we want to receive that eternal life. So we have to be good even though we're already saved, because saved is just not good enough. Being saved is not good enough. You can be saved and still hit the club tomorrow and go party like a rock star and live in the flesh and all that. But that's not being an ambassador for the Lord. That's not showing that the Lord is working in you. That's why when you stray off track, they ask you, have you been saved and do you need reconciliation? You need reconciliation because that's your way to apologize. That's your way of apologizing to the Lord for all the bull crap you made him go through, watching you do all the dumb stuff that you was doing. Uh, yeah, that's about it. That's about it for that one. I appreciate every. Thank you, B. Thank you. Salvation is free, but you definitely gotta work to keep it. Exactly. Exactly, B. Thank you. Thank you. That's 100% right. Salvation is the gift, is the gift of God, is the gift from God. But if you want to keep that salvation, you better be working. I know that. I know that. So next Wednesday, next Wednesday we're on a new topic. We're not. We are now complete with this question. why should we be good if we're already saved? I hope everybody understands why we should be good if we're already saved. I hope I did a good job breaking this stuff down to y'all. You know, um, because one thing I don't want to do is stray people off course. That's not pleasing to the Lord, you know. So I want everybody to have that understanding that these are not my words. Yes, I paraphrase and I do have different talking points, but this is why I pull up the Bible scriptures as well, so that you can see that I'm not just making this stuff up, that is actually in the Bible. Um, but I hope everybody understood what I was saying. I hope everybody, took down the stuff that I was writing, that I was reading, the verses, the scriptures, and stuff like that, so that y'all can do your own understandings and get your own understanding, get your own points off of this. But next Wednesday we'll be on a new topic. The new topic is how to break down parables. That's the new topic. How to break down parables. So what we're gonna be doing is, first we're gonna define what a parable is, so that everybody gets an understanding of what a parable is. Okay, because a lot of people had different meanings of what the parable was, and then the second part of that is identifying characters in parables. And then after we identify the characters in parables, we're going to break down what the parable is, or what the parables are. My fault. That's that Baltimore coming out of me just now. We're gonna break down what the parables are. Okay. uh So it's gonna be a three part thing. Make sure y'all here next Wednesday for that. Uh I'm I'm gonna try to get another live in on B's topic. B's topic was the devil doesn't sleep. Okay? So we're gonna break down, we're gonna get some stuff. I'm gonna get some stuff going with that one, and we're gonna try to start building. Yes, characters in the parable. Thank you. Uh, we're gonna we're gonna start building some talking points, and we're gonna try to build some strength amongst us, so that we're forever guarded, and that we don't uh drop our shield, basically. So we're trying to be like the guys in 300. You know old Quasimodo that was in 300, and he was trying to join, but he couldn't lift his shield. And Leonidas was like, "Nah, all my guys got to be able to hold their shield up." So we're gonna do some reps. We're gonna get some reps in, so that we can hold that shield, and that we don't drop that shield and be vulnerable, because we don't need no weak links. We don't need no weak links. We don't need nobody dropping their shield, making the defense weak. So that's gonna be that. I definitely appreciate everybody who stepped in. Yeah, old brother Moto out there. Talking about I can hold the shield up. Boy could hold that shield for 5 seconds. Yeah, me. So let me go ahead and run down the list. Uh, Sister Tequila in here. I think that I do not. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I am so sorry. Khalifa. I'm sorry. I do. I'm sorry. This sister right here. I'm sorry. I do not know your name. I don't want to butcher it. I apologize. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you visiting my channel the few times that you was in here. I definitely appreciate it. Shouts out to my mama. Poltergeist poured on my brother. I appreciate you coming in. B, you already know what's up, B. You already know what's up. Gangland Neem, that's my guy. Even and I definitely appreciate Gangland Neem for coming in and kicking it with us. You know, even though he's a Muslim brother, he still came in and you know paid his respects and stuff. And that's not the first time he's done that. He even popped up on one of our church lives before and kicked it in there with us. You know, I definitely appreciate him for even, you know, blessing the chat with his presence. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Smitty, you already know what's up. Salutes to Smitty for stopping through. My sister scene being, you know, we gonna put you in that prayer request book. We gonna have you on the prayer request book for Sunday. Um Yes, we gonna get you in there, and I'm gonna make sure Tuesday night prayers we get you in there more often. You know, we gonna get you in there more often because no, we never know what the next person is going through. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in our life and in our real world activities that we forget sometimes to even just look and see if anybody else just might need a pickup. You know, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to you know check on one another. You know, just give that time. And even I'm guilty of that. I have to get better with that as well. You know, I have to get better with that as well. So it's not just everybody else. I'm guilty of that as well. So yeah, I had to get better with that. So thank you, Scene Bean, for definitely coming through and blessing us with your time. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. No, I don't know how long, but we here now. We here now. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. We here now, you know. So like I said, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody, you know, for coming in and blessing the live. I hope everybody have a wonderful evening. I want y'all to see if you can find a parable. So when I come back on here next Wednesday with the when we start doing the parables, I want y'all to give y'all parables in the chat. Participate. That's all I want y'all to participate so that we can be we like I said we can be like the people in 300. Everybody got their shield up. Everybody got their shield up, ready for war. Cause like B said, the devil do not sleep. Okay, so y'all have a blessed night, and I'll get with y'all uh sometime this week. Sometime I might come in Thursday. I might come in Friday. Uh, but I'm gonna get these talking points for what B said. Friday. That's I'm gonna go Friday. Give me give me Friday, and I'll have that stuff for y'all. Okay. So I appreciate y'all again. Y'all have a nice night.